Alright, here we go. Chapter 40. The king, Pharaoh, was pissed off at his cupbearer and baker one day and tossed him in jail. The same jail where Joseph was in charge. One of the things one needs to get used to when reading the Torah is that everything, most everything, is said 3 times in slightly different ways. It was the writing style of the time. True, it makes a book bigger and much more intimidating, but that was not likely the purpose. The purpose was most likely clarity, to drive home a point. So we'll say it again. One of the things, just kidding. The cupbearer and the baker had dreams one night, and Joseph told him God could interpret dreams. The cupbearer had 3 vines, or branches thereof. They blossomed. He squeezed the grapes into the cup of the Pharaoh, and he drank, and was pleased enough not to toss him back into jail. Well now, then, that's cool. In 3 days you get your job back. Mention me to the Pharaoh. I ain't really supposed to be a slave or in jail. Like all slaves and most persons in jail. Especially the victims of the evil war on drugs. In case anyone forgot to wonder why incarceration is such a thriving business. But let us return to the story. The baker liked the cupbearer's dream meaning, so he told Joseph his dream about 3 bread baskets on his head with birds eating out of the top one. Verse 19. In 3 days Pharaoh will lift off your head and impale you upon a pole, and the birds will pick off your flesh. And so it was. Some win, some lose. Most serve the rich, murdering madmen. Well, dreams. But a lot of people think there are, if you dream something that is going to happen, it's usually the other way around. Usually if whatever's happened during your day or the past week, you dream about it. It's a way of cleaning out your head. Seeing into the future is a bit of a, there's no one that can really see perfectly clearly into the future because it's just simply not written. We don't know exactly. We know approximately. We know the earth is going to be spinning around. We know it's going to be going around the sun. We know the sun is going to be going around the big black hole in the middle of the Milky Way. All those things we know, but we don't really know if who's going to call unless somebody told us they're going to call. And we don't know if we walk outside who we're going to meet, unless we always meet the same person. But a lot of things we know because they always happen the same. But this whole idea of having a dream and knowing that your head's going to be pulled off, that's fiction. Well, let's talk about something completely different, and that's the idea of incarceration is business. Now, a lot of people think that incarceration is to keep bad people off the streets. It might be a little bit that, of course. If somebody murders somebody, you should probably put them in jail. Now, if somebody smokes a joint, you should not put them in jail. And there's a lot of that going on in the US of A because the US of A is a Puritan, empire of mockery towards the reality of freedom. They say they're free, but they're lying. They're obviously lying. If you cannot smoke a joint without threat of going to jail, I'm sorry, but that is retarded. They've got way too many people in jail because of little amounts of marijuana. Marijuana should be, if not legalized, which I think it should be at least decriminalized so that smokers of marijuana are not going to jail. Kids should smoke marijuana before drinking alcohol. Leave the alcohol and smoke a little bit of grass. That's my opinion on that one, okay? That doesn't have too much to do with Joseph, except that he's talking about dreams, and of course, that's what's going to get him out eventually. Although he likes it in jail, because he's got all his buddies there. Boom!